Welcome back to the Av Attack. I'm your host, Prescott Chambers. The Avs get their revenge and come out with another win in this game, 70 of 82 in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania against the Penguins. Colorado has won the first half of this 4-game road trip, and this was going to be a tough one as Sidney Crosby is back, but Evgeny Malkin is out again. But I was hoping the Avs could get it done because their last meeting was a 7-2 loss to Pittsburgh. The Pens are still in the hunt to get into the playoffs, and they need to win as many as possible if they want to make it there. And Logan O'Connor finally returns after being out since June 6th of last year due to a hip surgery. So welcome back, LOC. Starting goalies for this one were Artur Silovs and Scott Wedgwood. Period 1. Both teams looked determined in the opening minutes of the first. Wedgie makes a great save. And at 4:57 on the breakaway, Nathan MacKinnon goes bar down on Silovs and makes the game 1-0 Avalanche. Then about 3 minutes later at 8:09, Igor Shinnikov one-times it from the blue line and ties it up with a weird-looking shot that looks like it got deflected by a ghost. The assists on that spooky goal were from who else but Sammy G and Chris Letang. The Avs start to make some bad passes, but they pull it back together, and we get a lot of back and forth. With 5 minutes remaining in the period, shots on goal are 10-9 in favor of Colorado. Then, after a 27-game goal drought, Sam Malinsky puts one in the back of the net on a big snipe. The assist from Brock Nelson and Devon Taves. It's 2-1 Avalanche. At 16:39, Manson draws a trip, and the Avs go on their first power play. And 5 seconds in at 16:44, Marty Natchez rips in a one-timer to put them up 2, assisted by Nathan MacKinnon and Cale Makar, which puts Cale at 499 career points. It's 3-1 Avs. Then at 17:19, Parker Kelly puts one in off the post for his 16th of the season and doubling his career high. The assist from Logan O'Connor for his first point back and Nazem Kadri. And after 1, the score is 4-1 Colorado. Period 2, the Pens are much more defensive to start the second. They're able to score on Wedgie at 7:38 and make it 4-2, but Bednar challenges for goaltender interference and wins, disallowing the goal. At 8:25, Nazem Kadri gets sent to the box for high sticking. This one gets called a double minor, and he has to sit for 4. But the Avs are able to kill. We get a lot more back and forth. Wedgwood is making great saves. Finally, at 17:28, we get some action when Marty Natchez puts in his second of the game on a rebound. The assist from Devon Taves and Sam Malinsky. And the score after 2 is 5-1 Avs. Period 3, not long into this one, at 1:57, Brent Burns gets sent to the box for high sticking. Then at 2:54, Josh Manson gets called for tripping, and the Pens get a 5-on-3. The Avs are able to kill. We get some pushing and shoving as Burns gets out of the box. O'Connor and Mantha get matching roughing penalties, and we get 2 minutes of 4-on-4. At 5:28, Landy draws a trip for another Avs power play. Then at 6:49, Brock Nelson draws a hooking penalty for a 5-on-3 for Colorado. At 11:47, Ricard Raquel wrists one past Wedgie to make it 5-2, assisted by Sidney Crosby and Brian Russ. With over 4 minutes left on the clock, Silovs heads to the bench for the extra attacker, and at 16:20, Ross Colton puts it in the empty net with assists from Valeri Nichushkin and Jack Drury to make the final score for this one 6-2 Avalanche. Overall, this was the revenge I wanted for them, and they made it a reality by almost mirroring the score from their loss 4 games prior. So I got what I asked for. With that, the Avs are just 3 wins away from 50 on the season, and better news, the Stars lost to the Devils before this one ended, so always good to hear. A Stars loss. I love to hear it. Nicholas Waugh is now listed as out with an upper body, and Lakey is still considered week to week. Their next game, and the last one on this 4-game road trip, will have them back in Winnipeg, Manitoba, to take on the Jets. But until then, as always, I'm your host, Prescott Chambers, for the Avattack. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.